Hey everyone, welcome back to Is He the One podcast. What?
I am the one.
He.
You hit the mic.
I'm sorry. He is the one, John Ball. Guys, today is a very special day because I finally have my husband here on the show with me, John Ball. Oh my goodness. Say hello.
Hey.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Maybe give yourself a little introduction.
Okay, so I am John Ball. I am this woman's sexy husband. Yes, I am married. I don't have my ring on me. I lost it. But I am married.
He is always losing his ring.
Yes. But yeah, I am this woman's sexy husband, so.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I love it when you
I don't know if I need to do this one more time or not.
Just go with it.
This
is people want a real, authentic TV show. And if you want to be real, you got to just keep talking to me, baby.
Okay, let's go with it.
Okay.
Today, guys, we are going to be talking about pursuit. Nowadays, women out there are really not waiting for a man to really pursue them like the way that they should and the way that they deserve. What would you say about that?
I need time to think about that. Well, the problem is today is people are so in a rush. They're not willing to wait. People are going to date everyone they can. I just read something online earlier about this girl. She kissed this guy like one time. I don't know how much they kissed or whatever, but apparently he had herpes and she caught it from him. But if she was more intentional about it and saying, hey, maybe I'm going to really see who this guy is before I start making out with someone I don't even know, maybe she wouldn't have herpes. But today they're all talking about, oh, just kiss anyone you can, date someone for a little bit, and break up. But what all we're practicing is divorce and cheating on your future spouse.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And looking back, when I was single and dating around, I personally just didn't have, which we've talked about this before when we were dating, but I personally didn't really have that mindset. I just, was just pretty young and naive, and I just really wanted a relationship. I think, at that time it was like whether it was with my husband or just not, I think I was at a place I just really, really, really wanted a relationship, and I wasn't thinking about consequences like that. I wasn't thinking about, if I kiss this person, I could get some type of disease or whatever, in which my dad would always warn me. He's like, Bekah, don't be kissing nobody. You don't know where they've been. And, so I kind of had something in the back of my head, but my desires for a relationship and my flesh for just all of that attention and everything just kind of overpowered, and I think just fogged my mind from what a relationship really means and what it should actually be. So moving forward with this episode, I really want to ask my husband right now, what would your number one dating advice be for those out there who are looking to date? They want to find their future partner. They're struggling with remaining single, and they're struggling with waiting for the one who is for them. What would you say, and how would you encourage those people?
Chill out. I mean, come on. It's like, okay, it's like you're not enjoying your single years. You're not enjoying what God has for you, but you're also trying to pursue someone who isn't your spouse. So, what the heck? I mean, just wait. I mean, the Bible even talks about it's better to be single than be with a nagging woman. You know what I mean? And, I'm so happy I have a good woman.
Do I nag you?
No, you don't. You're such a good woman. But here's the thing, with people, it's like they're all of a sudden, I need to be in a relationship. I need to be like this. I'm like, okay, but is that your spouse? And are you praying for your spouse? Because so many people want to be in a relationship, but why not ask the Lord for your spouse instead of a boyfriend or girlfriend? Because you're just getting temporary, and when you get temporary, you're going to have heartbreak. You're going to fall in love with someone who's not supposed to be the one you're falling in love with. You could just keep going on and on with this. But, I mean, it's just like chill out, wait. And, I mean, when you go on dates and when you go out with someone, be prayerful about it. When the Lord tells you to stop dating them, do it, because you're hurting your future relationship. Because if the Lord's letting you know you're not supposed to be with them, you're actually cheating on your spouse if you know that.
So when you were dating before you met me, what were some indicators that you needed to end that relationship because you knew, okay, that's not my wife, I should not continue in this relationship? Like, what got you to stop those relationships?
Well, one was I asked a girl, I said, what would you do if I asked your father for your hand in marriage? And he said no. And she said she would not listen to him. So in my head, I thought, if you're not going to listen to him, how are you going to respect me and follow my leadership? So you better believe I dumped her quick.
And then when you asked me that question,
you said you would listen to your father.
That's right. That's so true.
Yeah. And so I knew she wasn't going to cause me much trouble.
Yeah. I think also with that, it depends like what kind of father you have. I have a very, honorable father whom I really, really look up to and respect. Shout out to Daddy.
Hey, Daddy.
No, yeah, actually I shouldn't have said that. I call him Daddy, but
it's kind of weird nowadays.
It's weird. Yeah, people ruined that. I can't call my dad Daddy anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't even call me Daddy. So.
No, it's just culture has ruined it. Used to be cute. Now it's like, ooh, it's now. Cringy now. Yeah.
But this is PG, so keep it down, guys.
Okay. Anyways, okay. That was a really good answer, babe.
Well, thank you. Well, and I mean, even too, like pursuing someone who is wanting to go to church no matter what. You don't want to pursue someone who church is as like, oh, when I feel like it's a situation is if you are like pursuing God, you don't want to pursue someone who isn't pursuing God. They don't want to grow every day. You don't want anyone thinking, oh, I have the most wisdom I can possibly get. You want to pursue someone who's wanting to pursue God as much as you do. And if you're one of those people who aren't pursuing God, just get someone who's equally yoked with you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I mean, I would hope you are pursuing God in everything you do.
How do you know if you're equally yoked?
Ooh, that is a good one.
It is good.
If you're a Christian, you want to get another Christian. You want someone with similar beliefs. You want someone who has same values. Like me and Bekah, for instance, we both believe drinking is not a good thing. We don't drink in our house. We don't allow it. But we found that out when we first started dating. When I started talking to her, I told her I didn't drink, and that's the only reason why she gave me a chance.
This is true.
And she actually said that on live TV.
This is not live, but
okay.
Yes.
Don't tell them and they won't know.
Okay.
You can go ahead now.
Yeah, I totally agree. I definitely think equally yoked just means someone who definitely has the same values as you and lives like the same lifestyle as you.
Yes.
Because, it'd be hard for us to get married and then have kids. And let's say that I drink and you don't drink.
That work.
Let's say that that's so important to you that, we have a household that doesn't drink. And here I'm teaching my kids, oh, it's okay to drink. It's okay to maybe smoke or, just do certain things, or it's okay to just whatever it is, scenario in your head. And here he is trying to teach our kids, oh, no, that's not okay. I don't want you to grow up doing that. So I think it's very important that you guys are on the same page with a lot of things, because otherwise later on when it comes to parenting, that's going to play like a big role into arguments. It's going to play a big role into dysfunction and disunity.
Yeah. And I mean, too, is like, Bekah's a Pentecostal and I'm a Baptist. So her church would do all kinds of crazy things. And my church would, kind of sit still and just whatever. But here's the thing, though. It's like we have different theology,
Yeah.
But for the most part, we believe Jesus died on the cross for our sins and he rose again. It's okay to date outside of your denomination. But you need to make sure you date a believer and you talk about those certain things before you get married, because there might be certain things you believe the other person doesn't believe. They're going to be teaching your kid. one day. And you just have to be okay with certain things, or you're just going to have to be like, okay, we're not equally yoked. This won't work. But the nice thing was, me and Bekah really talked about stuff. So we are very equally yoked. There's a few things, but there's like little stuff like losing your salvation or not losing your salvation. She believes you can lose your salvation. I don't. Yeah. You know what? We're not going to argue with that, because the main thing is we both believe Jesus died on the cross. Yeah. So when our kid asks us, hey, can I lose my salvation? Well, how, well, you might want to go off with this.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I mean, at the end of the day, like, even though we kind of have different upbringings and different teachings of that, at the end of the day, we both landed on the same page of, I mean, we don't know. We are not the judge of anyone's salvation. That is only between that person and Christ. And I think the fact that we landed on that, I think we're like, oh, it's okay to believe a little bit more of this scripture, and it's okay for him to believe a little bit more of that scripture. Because at the end of the day, we're both like, well, we can argue all day long about this, but guess what? We both don't know,
God's ways are higher than our ways.
That's right.
And our thoughts.
Mm-hmm. I think, too, it's hard for people to find someone who's equally yoked, because I think we ignore the red flags of someone who is not equally yoked. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think because sometimes we go on these dates or whatever, and we just wish so badly that they are the one, that we're like, oh, he's great. He goes to church. He does this and this. Oh, but there's like that one thing that I really don't agree with, but I'm just going to ignore it because he's closer than the other guy. That you might have just been dating. I just think it's kind of like what you said earlier, like you have to be prayerful. Mm-hmm. And one thing that me and John did while we were dating was being very, very, very prayerful while we were dating each other, like constant in prayer and fasting. We fasted a lot, didn't we?
We did. I looked good. I was skinny.
Yeah, we need to start doing that again. We're married and fat now, fat and happy.
Okay, you can talk for yourself. She's not fat. She's beautiful.
Oh, thanks. Where was I going with that? Anyways, but shoot, I was on to something. I forgot.
Well, the main thing is, women, don't be pursuing your men. Let the man pursue. If he really cares for you, he's going to pursue you. If you're pursuing them, they're just going to take you for sex. I'm being serious, And that's the thing, too, is like when you get married and you marry someone, if you are a Christian, you're staying with them until death do you part. Because you promise them, you promise the Lord. But the problem is when the Lord gives you the signs saying, hey, this is not the person, but you listen to your feelings, then you're going to have a lot of failure in life over it and a lot of depression, because that was not the person God created for you.
Preach.
Oh, I preach it, girl.
Also, something with me and John when we were praying a lot, a question that he had asked me was, hey, like, when did you start praying for me? And I had to sit there and I started thinking. I was like, well, let's see. When did I actually, like, looking back, when did I actually get spiritually mature enough to really start being serious about praying for my future spouse? And I thought about it and I was like, it's got to be only like a few years ago. And it kind of was a letdown to him, because he's like, oh, dang. Because he took praying for his future wife super, super serious at such a young age.
If you're praying for your wife and you're really interceding, or your husband, here's the thing. You're not going to be craving for those other things. You're going to be so close to the Lord. You're not going to be desperate like other people on the street.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, serious. I mean, I talk
on the street.
But it's like, I see so many people are like, oh, I have to be in a relationship. I have to be in a relationship. Yeah. Man, like, enjoy these single years the Lord's given you. But
thirsty.
Be praying. What?
I said they're thirsty.
For a relationship.
Yeah.
But be praying for your spouse and be satisfied in the relationship with the Lord you had, because when you get married, you're going to have to give all that time to your spouse, where the Lord's been trying to be selfish with it and want to have the relationship with you, but instead you're trying to give that relationship to someone else.
That is so true.
Yeah, baby.
See,
good. She always laughs when I say, hey, baby.
It's true. Gets me.
But I mean, it's like, don't be like so desperate, because it looks bad to someone. Then when you find your spouse, they're gonna be like, oh, this person's been dating everyone. Oh,
That's true. Anyways, guys, I think this is all the time that we have today. Thanks so much, babe, for coming on the show with me.
You are very welcome. Now, here's the thing with this show. Vote. We're live right now.
Not live.
Listen, we're live right now. You're going to vote who you like to be the star of this new show.
Me or John.
You're going to choose. They're going to choose me.
All right, guys. Again, like I said, this is all the time we have. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
I don't want to end this. This is wrong.
Let's stop. If you guys have any comments, please leave us a comment. If you liked this episode and want more, if you guys want to hear more from my husband, please let me know.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah. But if this episode really spoke to you, or if you know someone who could use this kind of content in their life, please send it to them. All right, guys, I can't wait to talk to you later. Have a good day.